Hello guys, if you need a new flashlight for your workplace or your home, I would absolutely recommend this new product or flashlight from IKEA. I think it was maybe dropped or come for sale the last month or so. I wanted to make a video earlier, but I never really gotten around to do it. But I still don't think there's any videos out there on the internet, and I don't think people have been talking about this product and doing reviews of it. And I have to say, I really like it, and I will absolutely recommend you getting one as well if you are in need for a new flashlight. And this here works especially good for your home and workplace. That's because it's rechargeable. You get this like docking station with it, where you put the flashlight in like this, and then you just put it into the socket, and then it will always stay charged, and it will automatically turn on when you take the flashlight out of the holder, which is nice. And it will also have a small light lighting it up all the time, so you always know where it is. And if you have a power outage and like this adapter loses power, it will also turn on automatically. It's like the same as you take it off. So it's cool for homes that have maybe electricity sources that are not so stable, that you have lights in need in different situations. And it's powered by two rechargeable batteries. You need to, of course, have the rechargeable batteries because it's rechargeable, and it's using the AA style batteries. And I am then using two of these, it's 3 batteries actually. So I'm using these IKEA Lada style batteries. They are the best performing AA style batteries that you can find on the market. It's a few reasons for that, but they are made in Japan, I think, by a bigger company there, and IKEA have a good deal with them, and they produce battery for them. So these batteries are some of the best and most highest capacity that you can get. They are also very reasonably priced, which you can see a lot of guys have been making tests and such on this on YouTube. And I think the run time of this with these IKEA batteries, when it's fully charged, it's a few hours. So you also have long run time as well. So it will actually run for around 3 hours from when it's fully charged on the 100% setting, which is 200 lumens. And I have to say, 200 lumens isn't too much, but it's more than enough for most occasions. And it's also IP44 rated, which is good, so it will actually handle some water. I think the only problem is maybe the charge port here, but otherwise it have a gasket down here. I'm not sure how they have done it with the button, but this lens here is actually glued in place, and in the charge port there is also glue, but there's also a gasket in the end which prevents water from getting into the construction. And if you like a flashlight with warm light, this here is 2700 Kelvin. 2700 Kelvin, which is fairly warm, which is nice for color recognition and such. And you have this button here on the top. One tap to lowest mode, then high, and then off. So the user interface is also really simple. And since the lens is got this side thing to it, it can also be used like more of a torch style, I would say, in a power outage. So if we have a look at the LEDs, they are really standard surface mounted LEDs. I'm not sure what kind of brand that they are, but they seem to have a good phosphor coating on the top of them that gives them that good yellow light, and they also probably are fairly efficient. And since there's 5 of these LEDs, and since the output isn't too high, you also have enough cooling, which is going to give you a long lifetime, and it can always stay on 100% brightness as well. And on top of the LEDs you have some TER reflectors, total internal reflector, which is a reflector type that is really efficient, and you can get a lot of different beam patterns and such depending on how you design this. So this here gives an even spread. You can see it got a little bit of the frosting on it for that more of a spread, but it seems to be a fairly spot pattern that they have been going for with these reflectors here. To get the light out of it, it's like a little bit seated in here, so you want to get the light out of it. And these type of reflectors here, they are specially made for the LED kind to get a good performance, and you find these kinds of reflectors in a lot of high performance extra lights for cars, and also you see them in some high beams in reflectors in newer cars. And the reason for this is that they give a really nice even beam pattern with a mostly good clear cutoff line. So they are efficient to getting the light where you want it, and not too spread out, and not like too focused either. So this is seated a little bit down here, and on top of that one you actually also got this lens here, which got this, I would say, more like sand pattern I've seen, or bead pattern I've seen some other companies call it. You can even hear it maybe, and it got all of these small dots here, and you can also see that my hand gets like frosted out like this, so this also spreads the light a little bit more out evenly when you get to the top, which means that this flashlight here is perfect for indoors where you're not supposed to light up too long of distances, and also some light outdoor use for maybe more like trails and working in your garage or car and such. It's really nice, evenly spread out, and works for a lot of different occasions, but you won't like have a super beam range, even though 200 lumens wouldn't really be sufficient for that either way. So when you have the flashlight in the socket, it will always have this small LED, which is very useful in a dark room. You always know where the flashlight is. It will turn on automatically if you take out the flashlight, and that also means, and it turn off automatically. That also means if there's a power outage, it will turn on automatically since it's losing power, and then you definitely will have a somewhat lit up room, and you will also know where it is, and then it will run for 3 hours, I think it was. I have to see that this is maybe not the brightest setting, so maybe 5-6 hours then it will run, start to run, and it will also turn off automatically when you put it back in the holder, which is very useful. And that is some of the reasons why I like it, because you always have a nice rechargeable flashlight ready at your disposal, and it is out of fairly high quality and nice design as well, I would say. So here we can see one of the, I'm not sure, but maybe walkways in my house. It's really messy and old school, but it's a few meters long, and this is really how I see it with my own eyes. I put the ISO and such that you see the same as I do on the camera. So this is the low setting and this is the high setting. So it's really useful for indoor situations, as you see like this. So here we have a tighter walkway, and you see it absolutely shines up everything and works really good. And you also have that nice white tint to it, which is somewhat good for your eyes, I would say. Can take a look at some outdoor situations as well. This is the parking place. It's many meters away, so it will be fun to see how it lights that up. And from just looking at the beam pattern, we can see it's really nice and evenly spread out. Not too much of a hot spot in the middle, and then it gradually goes out. And this is done with the TRR reflectors that is pushing the light out to these nice even circles. And then you have like the sand beam pattern on the top that gives it the final spread and evens it out even more. So yeah, I think that's what it is. Totally recommend this flashlight, and it have a lot of useful features for it. You probably find it all around the world at a reasonable price. So yeah, I hope you find this video helpful and such, and I will make more videos to come.